Before we dive into this fascinating journey through Viking hygiene practices, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more historical documentaries, and let us know in the comments where you're watching from around the world. Your support helps us continue bringing these incredible historical stories to light. In the misty fjords of medieval Scandinavia, where longships carved through icy waters and saga tales echoed through smoky halls, lived a people whose relationship with cleanliness would challenge every assumption we hold about the Dark Ages. The Vikings, those legendary seafarers and traders of the North, possessed hygiene practices that were simultaneously more sophisticated and more shocking than anything you might expect from the 8th to 11th centuries. Picture yourself standing in a typical Viking settlement around the year 950 AD. The morning mist rises from the nearby river as the community awakens to another day. What you would witness first is not the stereotypical image of unwashed barbarians, but rather a people who began each day with a ritual that would surprise medieval Europeans: the washing of hands and face with cold, clear water drawn from natural sources. The archaeological evidence tells us a remarkable story. Viking burial sites across Scandinavia reveal an abundance of personal grooming tools that speak to a culture deeply concerned with appearance and cleanliness. Combs made from antler and bone, tweezers crafted from iron, ear spoons for cleaning, and even primitive toothpicks have been discovered in graves from Norway to Iceland. These weren't luxury items for the wealthy elite. They were everyday necessities found in the burials of common farmers, craftsmen, and traders. But the Vikings' approach to hygiene extended far beyond these basic tools. In their language, Old Norse, they had specific words for different types of cleanliness. Tuvata referred to washing with water, while snyrti encompassed the broader concept of grooming and making oneself presentable. This linguistic sophistication suggests that cleanliness wasn't just a practical necessity, but a cultural value deeply embedded in Viking society. The famous Arab diplomat Ahmad ibn Fadlan, who encountered Vikings along the Volga River in 922 AD, left us one of the most detailed contemporary accounts of Viking hygiene practices. His observations, though filtered through his own cultural perspective, provide invaluable insights into daily Norse routines. He described how Viking traders would begin each morning by washing their faces and hands in communal basins, a practice that was actually quite advanced for its time when compared to many European contemporaries. What made Viking hygiene particularly interesting was their relationship with soap. While soap-making was known in various forms across Europe, the Vikings developed their own techniques using wood ash and animal fats. They created a caustic mixture that could effectively remove dirt and oils, though the process was harsh by modern standards. This soap wasn't the gentle perfumed bars we know today, but rather a strong alkaline solution that could cause skin irritation with frequent use. The sauna culture, borrowed and adapted from their interactions with Finnish peoples, became an integral part of Viking hygiene. These sweat baths weren't just about cleansing the body. They served important social functions and were often associated with spiritual purification. Archaeological evidence from sites like Trelleborg in Denmark suggests that communal bathing areas were common features of larger Viking settlements. Yet beneath this veneer of cleanliness lay practices that would horrify modern sensibilities, setting the stage for revelations that would challenge our understanding of what it truly meant to maintain personal hygiene in the Viking Age. The morning washing rituals and sophisticated grooming tools told only half the story of Viking hygiene. As we delve deeper into the archaeological and literary evidence, a more complex and often disturbing picture emerges of how the Norse peoples actually lived day to day, revealing practices that even their contemporaries found questionable. The communal nature of Viking hygiene practices, which initially appears progressive, harbored aspects that would alarm any modern health professional. Ibn Fadlan's account, while praising their dedication to daily washing, also described scenes that revealed the less appealing reality. He documented how groups of Vikings would share the same basin of water for their morning ablutions, with each person washing their face, hands, and hair in the same increasingly murky liquid before passing it to the next person. This practice of communal washing extended to their famous grooming rituals. Viking men were known throughout medieval Europe for their elaborate hairstyles and well-maintained beards, achievements that required considerable time and effort. However, the methods they employed to achieve these looks involved techniques that modern understanding of hygiene would find deeply problematic. Hair was often treated with various substances, including fermented fish oils and plant-based concoctions that could harbor bacteria and parasites. The archaeological record from Viking Age settlements reveals another troubling aspect of their hygiene practices: waste management. Despite their personal cleanliness rituals, Viking communities often struggled with proper sanitation infrastructure. Excavations at sites like Coppergate in York, England, have uncovered layers of organic waste and refuse that paint a picture of settlements where human and animal waste often mingled with daily living spaces in ways that would create significant health hazards. The famous Viking halls, where communities gathered for feasting and storytelling, present perhaps the most striking contradiction in Norse hygiene practices. While individuals might begin the day with careful grooming, these communal spaces often became environments where dozens of people would spend hours in close quarters with minimal ventilation. The combination of cooking fires, oil lamps, and closely packed bodies created atmospheric conditions that would accumulate odors, smoke, and airborne particles throughout long winter months. The Viking approach to dental hygiene presents another fascinating contradiction. While they possessed toothpicks and understood the importance of oral care, their diet and available methods created challenges that led to widespread dental problems. Archaeological analysis of Viking remains shows evidence of significant tooth wear, decay, and gum disease. The combination of coarse foods, limited sugar but high carbohydrate consumption, and the abrasive nature of their tooth cleaning methods often did more harm than good. Perhaps most surprising is the evidence regarding Viking laundry practices. While they clearly valued clean clothing and personal appearance, the actual methods for maintaining textile cleanliness were often ineffective and sometimes counterproductive. Washing clothes required significant resources, including fuel for heating water, soap materials, and time that could be spent on survival activities. As a result, clothing was often worn for extended periods, and when washing did occur, it was frequently done in ways that didn't effectively remove all contaminants. The social pressures around maintaining appearance in Viking culture created another layer of complexity. Status and reputation were closely tied to personal presentation, which led some individuals to employ cosmetic solutions that masked rather than addressed underlying hygiene issues. Archaeological evidence suggests the use of various pigments and dyes, not just for decoration, but to conceal the effects of poor dental health, skin conditions, and other consequences of their hygiene practices. As we examine the complete picture of Viking hygiene, what emerges is a culture that was simultaneously ahead of its time in recognizing the importance of personal cleanliness, yet limited by the technological and environmental constraints of medieval Scandinavia. Their dedication to daily grooming rituals and sophisticated understanding of social presentation existed alongside practices that, by modern standards, would be considered deeply unsanitary. The truth about Viking hygiene reveals a people trying to maintain standards of cleanliness and social respectability within the harsh realities of medieval life, creating a complex legacy that challenges both the stereotype of unwashed barbarians and the romanticized image of pristinely groomed seafarers. The Vikings' approach to hygiene offers us a fascinating window into medieval life that defies simple categorization. They were neither the completely uncivilized raiders of popular imagination nor the impeccably groomed warriors of modern fantasy. Instead, they were people navigating the practical challenges of maintaining personal cleanliness in an age before modern sanitation, medicine, and technology. Their story reminds us that historical truth is often more complex and nuanced than our assumptions might suggest. The Vikings developed sophisticated cultural practices around personal grooming and cleanliness, while simultaneously living within constraints that made perfect hygiene impossible. Understanding these contradictions helps us appreciate both their achievements and the immense challenges faced by all medieval peoples in maintaining health and social standards. The archaeological and historical evidence continues to evolve our understanding of Viking daily life, revealing a people who were far more concerned with personal appearance and social presentation than previously believed, even as they struggled with the same basic human challenges of staying clean and healthy in a demanding environment.